Active exploitation is up, and attackers are pressing every angle: voice calls, doorways, developer consoles, and even the appliances running your network. Here's what you need to know and what to do next. Welcome to your cybersecurity operations briefing. I'll walk through 4 developments with concise context, verified facts, why they matter, and clear Defender takeaways you can action today. First, UNC3753 used vishing and physical intrusions in U.S. data theft extortion campaign. Researchers disclosed a financially motivated campaign targeting dozens of organizations across professional, legal, and financial services in the U.S. between January and May 2026. The activity is attributed to a threat actor tracked as UNC3753 by Google Mandiant and Google Threat Intelligence Group. Key facts: the operation combined voice-based social engineering, vishing, with in-person physical intrusions to steal data and then extort victims. The focus was data theft, followed by pressure for payment. Why it matters: this is a blended intrusion model that bypasses purely technical controls. When attackers blend phone pretexting with on-site access, they can defeat MFA processes, exploit front desk procedures, and extract sensitive data without tripping traditional detections. Defender takeaway: tighten verification for phone-based requests, enforce strict callback and multi-person approval for sensitive actions, and regularly audit visitor management and badge controls. Pair that with data exfiltration monitoring, rapid extortion response runbooks, and employee training that explicitly covers vishing scenarios and physical tailgating. Second, VerdantBamboo deploys BSD variant of BrickStorm on Linux appliances. A China Nexus espionage cluster known as VerdantBamboo has been observed deploying a BSD variant of the BrickStorm backdoor, alongside malware families codenamed Planet, also tracked as Grimbolt, and Agent PSD, to target Linux systems and Linux-based appliances. Key facts: this activity overlaps with other tracked groups, and it deliberately expands coverage to network and server platforms that are often under-monitored. The availability of a BSD-flavored variant indicates tooling portability across Unix-like targets. Why it matters: appliances and Linux infrastructure frequently sit at the core of identity, edge networking, and data paths, yet they lag behind endpoints in telemetry, patch cadence, and hardening. An espionage actor with reliable backdoors on these systems can persist quietly and exfiltrate with low friction. Defender takeaway: inventory all Linux and appliance platforms, enable centralized logging to a SIEM, and baseline outbound connections from these devices. Restrict management interfaces to dedicated admin networks. Rotate credentials and SSH keys, and apply vendor updates promptly. If you lack EDR coverage on appliances, compensate with network-based detections and integrity monitoring. Third, hands-on with Intelligent Terminal, an AI-powered Windows terminal. Microsoft released an open-source fork of Windows Terminal called Intelligent Terminal that brings AI assistance directly into the terminal without disrupting the regular session. This is the latest development in an ongoing track of AI features integrating deeper into developer workflows. Key facts: the fork is open source, runs alongside the standard terminal experience, and introduces a new class of interactions where code, commands, and environment context may be processed by AI. Why it matters: developer terminals are high-privilege environments. Any AI extension that can see commands, file paths, or partial code can inadvertently expose secrets or operational context if not configured carefully. The integration also adds supply chain surface through plugins, models, or external services the assistant may call. Defender takeaway: treat AI-enabled dev tools as high-risk until vetted. Require code and dependency review before enterprise adoption. Restrict outbound network access from dev workstations, and enforce secret scanning and least privilege token use. Provide clear guidance on what data is permitted to be shared with AI features, and disable the functionality by policy where compliance requires. Fourth, weekly recap: Instagram account hacks, Android zero-day, GitHub worm, and more. The last week brought a mix of consumer and enterprise-impacting incidents: social media account takeovers, and Android zero-day exploited in the wild, a worm moving through software repositories, poisoned packages, an AI helper that was manipulated, a leaked bot token found inside malware, and quiet mailbox access lasting months. Key facts: several of these events involved active exploitation and familiar failure modes, credential reuse, token exposure, overly permissive automation, and delayed detection. Why it matters. When attackers exploit 0 days and automation gaps at the same time, response windows shrink. The combination of loud outbreaks and silent inbox persistence shows the dual speed threat reality: immediate triage for the noisy events and disciplined hunting for the quiet ones. Defender takeaway: accelerate patching for actively exploited vulnerabilities, including mobile endpoints. Enforce phishing-resistant MFA on high-value accounts. Rotate and scope automation tokens. Restrict repository actions and validate dependencies with an allow list. Enable mailbox auditing and anomaly detection, and run a targeted hunt for long-lived OAuth grants and unusual forwarding rules. To wrap up, the theme this week is coverage. Cover the phones and doors, cover Linux and appliances, cover developer tools, and cover the basics that keep getting us. Packages and inboxes. If this helped your planning, subscribe for the next briefing. Share it with your incident response team, and drop a comment on which control you're prioritizing this week.